Hey everyone, today it's kind of blah weather out, so we're not gonna go do our fencing today. It's 45 degrees and misting on and off, and a little bit of wind, so not worth the headache of dealing with the cold and having frozen hands or anything like that. So I'm actually getting ready to load up the side-by-side right now with all the tools that we need for fencing tomorrow, and we'll get the fence rolls out too, and I'll put them on the forks of the tractor. But for now, just show you kind of the tools that we use. So generally, you're gonna need a hammer. I could use the fencing tool as a hammer, but the fencing tool is a lot more expensive if you break it, so I'd rather use the hammer as a hammer. And then we take these staples with us. So we use these staples to attach the woven wire onto the wooden post, and then these, we use them so they've got cutters right here and right there too. And then this is right here is all good for crimping or grabbing a T-post clip and wrapping it around. And then this is good for pulling out staples if you put them in the wrong place. And then obviously this part here you could use to hammer staples in if you wanted. Now, the thing we do probably quite a bit different than most people. These are actually for tying rebar. So that's what these tools are for. And we actually use the rebar ties, which I'll show you right here. We use these rebar ties. Yeah, they do rust, but we've had them on there for over a year already. And while the outside is rusting, just like you kind of see on this, they're still strong and they haven't broke yet. So we're just testing this out. Whether or not it's going to be a long-term solution, I don't know, honestly. I'm going to say probably not, because these are just designed to hold the wire inside of concrete, holds it together, or the rebar holds it all together. And then once the concrete's placed, these don't matter if they break off because it's already inside the concrete, and it'll end up holding it until the concrete has set, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. We'll bring the chainsaw with us because we're going to have to make our cross braces. And then last but not least, we will also bring the impact with us because we'll have bolts that we'll have to put in on those cross braces to hold them in place. The rebar ties, like I said, we're testing it out to see how good of a solution it is. If it's a really good solution, which like I said, we're going on a year for the fence we put up last year, and it's all holding very well. It's all still strong. They're not eating away at the, it's just got surface rust on it. It's not eating away at the metal. Eventually, obviously, it will eat away at it, but we can replace those with the T-post clips over time. Not a big deal. These are a lot quicker to use than the T-post clips, but if they're gonna rust away, then obviously it won't be quicker if I have to go back and redo the work. So just an option. Like I said, we're trying it out, see how well it works, see how much we like it. So far, like I said, the last time we put fence up, which was a year ago, we put up just shy of 6,000 feet, and we really liked it. It worked very well, so no complaints there. In the words of the millennial farmer, sloppy. It is just not very pleasant out today. Hey everyone, as you can see, well, now you can see, it is just a gloomy day out. Just ugh. It's misting. You can see it's not windy, but there's a breeze. Anyhow, so today we had a very lazy family day, and I'm actually just out here real quick to get everything loaded up for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna go ahead and put our field fence on the posts that you've seen in the previous videos that we set up, and get all that taken care of, because spring is here. I mean, the grass is good and green, other than where I've got hay that I didn't burn off. But the grass it's ready, and the sheep are very much ready for it. They're actually back here in the paddock number 1 right now. Anyway, tomorrow, put all that fencing, or at least get a good dent in it. Probably, I don't know if we'll finish it for sure. We've got, just shy of 3,500 feet to do. But as you can see, the sheep are out there, they're enjoying the grass. So gotta get that fencing up so we can get those paddocks usable. If we don't put field fence up, the sheep will actually go between the barbed wire. Even if you put multiple layers of it or multiple strands of it, the problem becomes then that some of the lambs will get out and they won't push their way back through. So it's yeah, kind of a bad deal. So we do field fence. And then the real big benefit of field fence is it keeps predators, deters predators. I won't say it keeps them out, but it does a very good job of deterring them. They'll have to dig under it and we'll see where they're digging under. But other than that, that's we'll see you in the morning. Morning, everyone. Remember earlier when I said, hey, it's gonna be nice out tomorrow and that's why we're gonna wait to do fence? Yeah. Well, I might have got lied to. Weatherman got me again. Oh well. Either way, it is a little bit warmer out. It's already warmer than it was yesterday, so that's nice. So at least if it's gonna continue this misting and fogginess, I'll be warmer. But for the moment, we're going to go ahead and fire everything up, let it warm up a little bit, and then get to work. So we'll see you in a few. Look who's coming home from his morning walk. We should put a little pedometer on him just to see how many steps he takes a day. Before you ask, yes, our fencing that we purchased is made in the USA. Just thought I'd throw that out there. You know, I've been thinking a lot lately about how much easier technology has made our lives. There's all kinds of random things. For instance, putting those posts in without a hydraulic post driver, man, that would have been a pain. Either digging a hole and putting concrete in or whatever the idea would have been. Technology has really come a long way. And it really does make our life easier. Could be good, could be bad. I mean, self-driving tractors have come a long way too. It's just amazing. We have a piece of PVC in here. Now the PVC is just to keep the actual bale spike from catching on the wire or inside somewhere, because when this spins it gets a little, it's not exactly perfectly weighted or anything, so it starts to spin and bounces a little bit. This keeps that fork right here from going inside somewhere else and catching. And then this we push over that way so that whenever the fencing is spinning, it doesn't catch on these pins on that side or on anything else. It doesn't seem to want to catch on this, but it definitely wants to catch on these pins. So that's just how we do it. On the 7045 on our bigger tractor, we actually don't have to do any of this because the way we made the spikes, it actually sets on there and has a big enough platform at the bottom so that the roll of fence can't do anything other than ride on that. Now it does scratch this up, but at this point, who cares? It's unfinished metal anyways. So, all right, let's get back to it. So because it's so misty and damp, you're not gonna get any drone images or video today, most likely. So I'll give you the next best thing. All right, so whenever you're tying your fencing, especially to the T-post or to the wooden post, even when you're putting the staples in. Right now, this one's actually perfect. I'm not gonna do anything, I'm just gonna tie it because it just fell in a perfect location as far as the spacing from the ground. I don't want my fencing on the ground. I like to keep it about an inch or so away from the ground for a few reasons. One, if I needed to weed eat under it, I could. Right? We generally spray our fence lines, so not really concerned about it. But the thing is that if this wire sits in this grass, especially down on the ground on the surface against all the fresh, or in this case aged poop, and some of the fresh poop, it's gonna corrode the wire. Galvanized or not, doesn't matter. It's gonna corrode it, and that wire is going to very quickly degrade. We don't want to do that, so it's best to keep it off the ground. And keep it off the ground keeps less moisture on the wire at all times and less direct contact with it. So the way that we do it is, so like right now, it's, like I said, this one's on here perfect. But let's say that it wasn't on there perfect, and let's say that it needed to go down, right? So if I needed to hold the wire down, I would actually hold it down, go ahead and put the tie on there, and then when I let off, it would actually stay in the place that it needs to be, and then all my other ties are as simple as just putting them on, right? Same thing if you needed to go up, right? If I needed to go up, I'd lift it up, I'd put this tie on, and then whenever I was done putting that tie on, it'll hold it in place, and I can just put my other ones on. So, just words of wisdom for you, especially for those of you that haven't done a lot of fencing. Don't worry, it took us a long time to figure that out too. So, and then the other, I guess, trick, or yeah, trick. We'll go with that. If you can't pull your fence tight, and so like we did, I just did almost a 300-foot section. It's like 270 feet right here. If you can't pull it tight with what you have, right, it'll slide. If you put it up against a post like that's in the ground, you can actually pull a lot tighter then. The other thing you can do is you could actually do a half pull. So go to the middle of your run, pull it, get it all tied up, move down here, and then do it again. Obviously that takes more time. That's why I try to avoid it, but it's an option. So, like I said, I'll get it in position. Since this one is up high enough and actually perfectly placed, I'm not gonna do anything. But if I needed to move the fence up, I would actually move it up, hold it in place, tie it, and then I wouldn't have to worry about the rest all the way down. Everything's already in place. If you gotta pull the fence down, you're gonna do the same thing, but you're gonna do it starting at the bottom. That holds the rest of it in place, so you don't have to fight with it while you're trying to set ties. So, just, you know, it's just a little bit of advice. And if you guys have tips and tricks, you know, if you want to put them down below. Somebody mentioned using 1/4-inch bolts, or sorry, 5/16 inch bolts to hold the fencing, to hold it around the wood posts. So that was another good trick. I wish I knew that before, because there's a few times that the way we do it isn't the most efficient, but it does work. That 5/16 bolt trick would have worked much better. Chris is over here teaching the kids how to tie the fence. Uh-oh. That's not how you do it. Yeah, put it through there. Now put it through the other one. There you go. Now pull back to you real hard. Just pull. You can do it, buddy. Now, just pull straight back. Yep. Now use the handle and start. Kid, you can't pull up. There you go. Here. So pull straight back like that. Now twist. Here. So when you pull back, no, you don't move your hand. All you do is this. See? We started up there today, and She forgot to start the camera.
No, I didn't.
See, she didn't start the camera. She just said she didn't.
You shouldn't lie to the public.
This is what happens whenever you miscalculate and you don't leave quite enough slack that when you pull it tight, it doesn't make it all the way to the end. You gotta do a little bit of rework. Somebody's not used to the new paddocks. She drove all the way down there to realize there's no gate yet. What a dork! So, yesterday you saw us attempt to finish the fence. Today, day 3 of working on putting up fencing, we're gonna finish. Whenever we burned off all of our pastures and stuff, this right here was all too wet still, and most of it didn't burn. This spot right here, a few spots, it did burn, but majority of it didn't. And where you see all these thick, woody plants, most of them are thorns. We're getting rid of them, and then we're gonna spray this so they don't come back. But we'll get done today. I've got a secret weapon. I swung by Lowe's and picked this up. And it's got plastic blades because I was trying to use the string, and it kept breaking or basically eating on my string on the weed eater. You know, I'd be through a whole spool in about 2 minutes, so it wasn't worth the effort. So swung by the store, grabbed this. We'll see how it works. I don't know if it'll work well or not, but I'm hoping so. If not, I'm gonna take it back. That thing was almost 30 bucks.
If you like our video, press the like button. And you can even share it with your friends. And if you have any questions, comment down below. And if you like the channel, subscribe to the channel. Finally!